All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So Derek Carr's visit with the New York Jets is over, right? It wrapped up. He has left, and although we don't have that definitive answer, we don't have that report from one of the big dogs in the scene, right? In the insider world, from like a Pelissero, a Schefter, a Rappaport, saying that the meeting went great or the meeting went horribly wrong. We don't have that information. All we really have to go off of is the fact that Carr met with the Jets for 2 days. Obviously spent time with the Jets for 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, and the picture that everybody's that everybody's showing with Todd Downing, Hackett, Carr, and Salah all out to lunch or dinner. That's pretty much it, right? But Peter King actually put out something this morning where he said that it's going to be very telling if the Jets really, really pursue Carr this week. Do they want to go after the younger, cheaper option here in Carr, or do they want to stick it out and wait for Aaron Rodgers, which I think is a good point. And something that I wanted to add to Peter King's point here that I feel like is relevant to bring up and talk about. Yes, of course, we have to look at how aggressively the Jets pursue Carr. If there's reports and rumors coming out throughout the week, the Jets loved it, the meeting went great, the Jets are zeroing in, they're locking on to Derek Carr as their future quarterback, great. But we also have to take a look at what's happening from Carr's perspective. If it's dead silent over these next 2-3 days, I think that really bodes well for the Jets. Yes, we know Derek wants to take his time. He wants to, really thoroughly go through these choices here. But to me, again, if there's nothing here, there's no reports of him visiting another team, it's just dead silent. To me, that tells me that he's really taking into consideration the Saints and the Jets, maybe deciding between the two teams. Yeah, we know the Saints meeting it lasted multiple days. We know the Saints meeting went extremely well, according to reports. We know he's met with the Jets for multiple days. There's been talks that there's probably going to be meetings set up later with other teams, but as of right now, we haven't heard that. Could it be one of those situations where after just meeting with the two teams, Derek says, "Hey, you know what? Like, I feel fantastic about both spots. Now let's start talking about money here, right? Let's get the bidding war going." Because it would be a little, I don't want to say weird, because at the end of the day, Carr has no allegiance. He has no ties to the Jets. He's trying to make money. He's trying to figure out where him and his family are going to live. But it would be different. Like, just the reaction to the outside world would be different if Carr doesn't say there's just no updates for 3 days. It would kind of insinuate that he's really thinking heavily about the Jets and the Saints. Or B, like in an hour, he gets on a flight and is like, "Yeah, Jersey was awesome. Time to go to Carolina. Let's see what they have to offer." Again, nothing wrong with that, but to the outside, optically speaking, it would give two different perspectives here on where Derek Carr's mindset could be. So just something to kind of think about here. Now, in regard to Aaron Rodgers, I believe we are multiple days into the darkness retreat. That day that he went in was not confirmed by anybody, not even confirmed by himself, but we do know that it's going to be for 4 days and 4 nights. Now, after that time frame is up, he did say that there is going to be somewhat of an adjustment period to just get back to normal after spending all that time in the dark, which could take up to a day. So we're not sure exactly when he's coming out. We're not sure exactly when he's ready to make a decision. He did say as well that he's not entering the darkness to make a decision. Like, that's not really his sole purpose in doing this. It plays a part, but it's not like the main reason. So, I don't think we're going to be getting news today. What's today? Monday, February 20th. Probably not tomorrow, but I'm hoping like at some point, like later on in the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hopefully we get something. If nothing happens, I wouldn't be surprised, because Aaron, it's just so hard to predict what he's going to do, what he's going to say, what his next move is going to be. But I will say this, though, the longer Derek Carr waits around to make a decision, the better it is for the New York Jets, because if the Jets are essentially waiting on Rodgers to make a decision about his future, which should be coming before the start of free agency, according to Packers president Mark Murphy. He wants to have this whole thing sorted out like before then, sooner rather than later, in his words. So if we can get the Aaron Rodgers news, I want to say Thursday, Friday, maybe even Wednesday, who knows? Depends on also how long Rodgers wants this to drag on for. But in any case, Derek Carr, if he's checking out Carolina, if he's debating on New York, debating on New Orleans, that's all well and good, right? Maybe Tampa comes into the mix. We'll see. But if Aaron makes his decision, let's just throw out a hypothetical date Thursday. He's staying with Green Bay. He wants to retire, whatever it is. He's not coming to the Jets. Now Joe Douglas can pivot and say, "Oh, Derek, yeah, we really want you this much more now. Let's increase the deal. Let's, sweeten up the contract, whatever it might take." It just it would then, put more resources into the Derek Carr push. And then worst case scenario, they miss out on Aaron, they miss out on Derek Carr. It's like, okay, this sucks, but you know what? Jimmy Garoppolo is still out there. Who knows? Maybe Lamar Jackson by that time still hasn't signed his extension. Maybe we can talk a trade with the Baltimore Ravens. What else? I know there's so much speculation about maybe a Ryan Tannehill trade or a situation where Tannehill were to be cut and then the Jets can just sign him onto the squad because he would check a lot of Robert Saleh's boxes in what he's looking for in a veteran quarterback. And of course, Keith Carter, O-line coach, running game coordinator, Todd Downing, former Titans OC, coming over and is now the Jets passing game coordinator. So the Jets have two major ties that have worked directly to Tannehill. So bad news, we don't know how the meeting went. We don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. There's a chance that the Jets can miss out on both. But the good news is that stuff is happening. Things are seeming to go in the right. I mean, look, if Carr visited the Saints, visited the Panthers, visited the Bucs, and had no interest in coming to New York, he's not going to spend 2 days out of this crucial period hanging out with Hackett, hanging out with Downing and Saleh. He's not going to do that. There is a significant level of interest from Derek Carr, unless he's just pulling a Kirk Cousins here and it's just using them to try to, get a high bid on the table. Therefore, every other team has to, bump their number up. But, I don't know. Derek Carr doesn't really strike me as that type of guy. So regardless, though, we'll see how it plays out. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, go Jets.